photography jobs. How do you get them? How do you get more clients? How do you get people who actually want to give you money for the images that you're giving them? Well, stick with me because I'm gonna give you 5 tips and 1 secret booster strategy that's gonna help you get reliably more photography clients for your business. Hey love, I'm Goodrich. Welcome back to my YouTube channel that's all about helping you master photography. Today we are talking about how to get more photography clients. I want to show you 5 super powerful strategies to help you get there. But first, if you're new around here, take a second and consider subscribing because every week I come out with new content that's really designed to help you get where you want to go, where you can be a thriving, successful photographer. Behind the scenes stuff is good. All right, let's dig in. First one is you need to tell everyone. This is an important step that not a lot of people think about, and especially in the beginning when you're a little nervous, you might not want to tell people you're going pro, but you have to say to the world, hey, I'm open for business. And also it helps leverage the power of your social circle because guaranteed you know somebody who already likes you, who knows a friend, who has a coworker, somebody who needs help with imagery. And making it known that you are available and working as a photographer is the first step to getting clients because people have to know that you're out there and know that you're operating on this level. Now, the first little tidbit I'll say about this is a lot of people are reluctant to say that they're a photographer because they think that they have to get really amazing before they should take clients. Now, I am here to tell you, no matter what your level is, there is a client that will pay you for your image. Now, you might be $25 for an image, it might be $10 for an image if you're just starting out, but I guarantee if you get in the habit of making yourself available and finding the clients that fit you where you're at, as you grow as a photographer, so will your clients. Tip number 2 is to show the work you want to make. Now, a lot of people look past this, and really what we think of is that people should know, hey, if I'm a photographer and I can do sports, I can probably also take what I know about sports and apply that to people. But clients don't work that way. People who are paying money, they're parting with something. It's a risk. And so they really need to know and have tangible proof that you can do what you say you're gonna do. You have to show the work you wanna make, which means if you want to move in a different direction or you wanna start getting paid for the first time, you need to have a portfolio of exactly that type of work that fits that client. So for me personally, when I first started out as a photographer, I was doing a lot of reportage style, which means that I was like a photojournalist. I was walking around and showing things in the world how they were happening, kind of like trying to be a fly on the wall. But I realized I wanted to move more into portrait. So I can have my soon-to-be portrait clients look at the other work that I was making and say, hey, this is gonna be a perfect fit for me, because that's a leap of imagination that nobody makes. So what I had to do was go out on my own and create a portfolio that fit them, that told them I'm the right photographer for you. Now, the next question you're gonna have is, how do I do this if I don't have any clients? And if I don't have any clients, how can I make the work? Well, this is where you beg, borrow, and steal. You need to do stuff for free. You need to get your friends. You need to ask people so that you can build your portfolio to a place that it speaks directly to that prospective client. Do I need to say more about that? Third tip is reaching out to influencers. Now we know big marketing companies do this, so why wouldn't it apply to you as a photographer? What you need to do is think about the people who have a lot of people looking at them and then reach out to them and say, hey, I think you're awesome. I would love to make pictures of you. And if you like them, it would be great if you would be up for sharing them. When I first started my photo studio called Vev, I knew that my target client was going to be women. So I found someone who was a big deal florist in the community. So I reached out to her, I did a handwritten card, and I just said, hey, I think you're amazing. I'm starting this new venture. I would love to make portraits of you, and if you like them, that would be wonderful for me. And she was gracious enough to say yes, and those images still to this day, this is what, 5 years later, I still have people reaching out to me because of those images. You cannot underestimate the value of somebody of importance sharing what they like, that they're really proud of, and having that be your work. Doing one shoot for free can lead to 15, 30 shoots, and that's happened for me in my personal experience. Finding those key people takes a little bit of research, but once you find them, it opens up a whole world. So never underestimate the power of influencers. Fourth mega important tip is knowing your ideal client. Now, in marketing, people talk about this all the time, creating a psychograph psychographic and a demographic. All of that you can ignore. Basically what it means is you need to have a really clear understanding of who your ideal client is. How do they find you? Where do they live? What do they like to do? What magazines do they like to read? And what is that ideal experience you would like to have with them? How do they value your work? What was it like talking with them? And what really worked for me was thinking about somebody in my life that I would just think, yes, if I could find more people like her. That helps you get really clear, because now you can make decisions on your marketing. You can make decisions on who you want to reach out to. You can make all of these decisions based on who your ideal client is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My 5th tip that is super powerful is setting up informational meetings. Now this applies across the board. If you're wanting to do portraits, if you're wanting to do weddings, if you're wanting to do commercial work with advertising agencies, you want to have meetings with people where there's nothing on the table. It's just like, I would love to meet you and see what your thoughts are about what I'm doing. Doing these informational meetings can lead to really amazing connected relationships that give you clients in the future. They also give you insight into the type of person who might be hiring you. I have done a lot of informational interviews with people at agencies, and I've said, hey, can we sit down? I think your work is amazing. I would love to steal just 15 minutes and show you my portfolio and get your thoughts on it. This practice has helped me build lots of really strong relationships with people who are in powerful positions, but also people who now know me as a photographer. So when someone in their life says that they need a photographer, or when they have a project, they think of me. In advertising, there's this adage, top of mind, tip of tongue, which means when you need something, right? Like all of a sudden you need a florist, all of a sudden you need a personal shopper, immediately you are going to go to your circle. You might post on Facebook and say, hey, does anybody know somebody who's awesome in hair? Hey, does anybody know this? The reason we do that is because we trust the people that are in our circle. Now, if one of those people says, oh yeah, I know you, then that's a prospective client. So setting up these informational meetings allows you to expand your circle so more people know who you are, more people know your work, and that way the referral engine just keeps going. All right, you ready for the secret booster tip? This is the one that has skyrocketed my career. So when you think about marketing, the goal is to do the smallest effort to have the most reach possible, right? As a photographer, for me, I do lots of portraits and I also do commercial work. So the one thing that has just totally propelled my career are doing shoots on a large scale. Okay, wait. Let me break down what this means. I find circumstances where I can do one shoot and have 30, 50, 100 people show up, get an image from me, and then go out into the world. The way I do that oftentimes is through gala photography. And I fell into it. I go to a nonprofit organization, I say, hey, you have a gala coming up. Most gala photography sucks. And so I can do something that's bigger, better, more awesome. And we can have all of your patrons come through and get a beautiful portrait. Guess what? It's an easy yes for them. And by the way, they pay me, but they didn't my first one. My first one, I said, hey, I want to try this and do this, because I then had the work I could show to get it going again and again. And then I set up what I call a portrait lounge. And then through the event, they have all these people come through. All of these people, mind you, are spending about 30 seconds with me. They shake my hand, I say hello, I boss them around a little bit, and then they move through. And then guess what? They get a portrait for me. Now, what happens when you get a new image you like? Goes on Facebook, goes on Instagram, goes on Twitter, you're sharing it all over the place. From that one shoot, I get all of this awareness, all the shareability, and there's a little event watermark on the end, so it says, photo by Gia Goodrich. Every time those photos are shared, people are seeing Gia Goodrich, Gia Goodrich, Gia Goodrich, which means that now I've expanded my circle, so a lot of people, when they think of a photographer, are now thinking of me. But gala might not be your thing, right? Guess what? Let's say you're a pet photographer and you love pet photography. You can reach out to a pet store and say, hey, I would love to do an event in your store for free, where you invite your clients and they come in and they get a special picture for me. Most stores are gonna say, yeah, that sounds awesome, because they're getting an awesome experience from their clients that are gonna make them more happy. You get something because you're meeting all these new people, they're getting a picture, they're sharing it. That strategy of one shoot having this huge ripple effect is the way that you really create explosive growth for yourself and can really rock it. All right, so that's it. My top 5 plus the bonus secret strategy to be able to get you photography clients. The last thing I'll say is just don't give up. This, you have to know, is gonna be a process, and you're gonna have to keep churning it. Pretty soon you'll get to a place where you'll know these strategies by heart. You'll be doing a little bit all the time, and you'll be able to trust that these jobs and these clients are gonna come to you because you're putting in the work and you're seeing the results. All right, if you like this video, please take a second to give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love to hear from you. What tip resonated with you the most? What are you gonna do right now, today, to help get yourself more photography clients? I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Hey love, Hey love, I'm Goodrich, and welcome. No. How do you get people giving you money as a photographer so you can eat, maybe go to the movies? One more time. Well, stick with me because I'm gonna show you six photography jobs. Oh wait, is that enough? I feel like it, right? Okay.